Okay, so this is a General Electric 19.6 cubic foot refrigerator. Basically, the one that came with this place was that little GE they made a video of a while ago, and it was just tiny. It was too small. I don't know exactly how big it is. I'll find out. But it was a very small fridge, and it works fine. It still works fine, but it was way too small. And the Kenmore that was here was just a mess. That was a good size, but one of my buddies bought a house about 10 minutes away from here, and he wanted to replace all the appliances, so because he's going to rent it out, and he figured newer appliances, maybe he could bring a little more money in. So this is the only appliance out of the three that was actually, out of the stove, the dishwasher, and the fridge, was actually in good shape. The dishwasher's in good shape. I have that too. That's going to be a little bit of a, I have to fix the latch on it, but it does work. It doesn't leak. It's a KitchenAid made by Hobart, probably from the 70s. That's we'll get to that when I get to that. But this is a GE side by side. It is almost too big to fit in here, but actually in the spring I'm going to be taking this wall down. The door rubs a little bit up here because the wall's a little bit bulged up there, and the cabinet is actually not perfectly straight. It's not perfectly even with this one. As you can see, this is done okay, but up here it's not. But this is all going to be ripped out anyway. In the spring I'm going to take out that wall, and yeah. Anyway, so here it is. I have to get an ice bucket and auger assembly for this thing. But the Icemaker does work. It's not hooked up to water, but it does work. It does make ice. It does run through its cycle. Yeah. But the door seals are fairly new, and they're very pliable. I just put a little bit of Vaseline on them after I cleaned it, which is what you're supposed to do. You do cubed ice, crushed ice, and then it's in the middle, it's locked, it turns it off. I'm just going to leave it there for now. And then the fridge side, here's the, you see it kind of hits the wall a tiny bit, but it's not going to do that for long. I'm going to put some tape over this, but yeah. Here you can see the stuff. And the sticker's still originally on this when it was new. And then we'll get down here. There's the made in May of '91. It's an R12 fridge. Let's see. Yeah, can't really read the rest of it. It works. It's in nice shape. I had this plastic stuff on it, which I still have. I might put that back on once I do the kitchen, but for now it looks fine how it is. Just magnetically held on. When I got it, I cleaned everything out. I cleaned the condenser coils, and I replaced the condenser fan blade because the one that was on there worked, but it was off balance and it shook a lot. I tried to balance it, it didn't really work out, so I replaced. I have videos of all that, so I'll add those into this. I didn't take any real before pictures or anything down there when I was cleaning it, but it's good now. It was very dirty. Trust me, it was very dirty. It's got a rotary compressor made by Matsushita. Yeah, I'll make a better video of it once I get the Icemaker shit and everything hooked up. It's a typical General Electric refrigerator, meaning it's not the most efficient thing in the world, but it will never die. But it's really not bad. It runs great. I've had it in here for going on a week now, and it works perfect. Works perfectly fine, no problems with it. I have it set to 4 because I've noticed these GEs tend to, and all the GEs from this time period tend to run a little colder than they should. I've had numerous GEs from this time period, and I know a lot of people with them, they all tend to run a little colder than they should. So I replaced the light bulb in there with a with an LED one, and it works fine. I'm actually very happy with it. And the side, this comes off. This is left over from the residue from the magnet, but it comes off. I just got to scrub it, take a magic eraser. But other than that, it looks almost like new. The doors are 99% aligned. See, there's a tiny gap there. But I'm gonna worry about all that. They do seal fine though. I'm gonna worry about all that once I get the wall taken care of and get it fully done. Hi, Brutus. And I'll finish adjusting the doors. They do seal. There's really nothing wrong with it. The seals are good. There's one little tear in the bottom of the fridge door seal, but it doesn't go all the way through. And I think that happened when I was moving it. But it does seal fine. It's not on the inside. Door seals on refrigerators have two parts. They have the inside and the outside part. It's on the outside. The inside is still fine. But you know, I'll probably in the next couple years replace the door seals. Well, I can easily get them because they do still have them pretty cheaply online. Yeah, like I said, it's an older fridge, but it's a good one. These older GE refrigerators never die. If you want to read that, just pause it. And the Icemaker, like I said, does work. Works fine. I just need to get the bucket and tray, the bucket and auger assembly, which is a little expensive, but it'll be worth it. I'm gonna hook up water to it in the spring when I get everything done. So yeah, there'll be another video of this once I get everything hooked up, like the Icemaker and shit, and I'll make a video of all that. But anyway, for now, thanks for watching. Okay, so right here you're looking at a 1991 GE side-by-side refrigerator. I just brought this home yesterday. My friend actually bought a house he's going to rent out about 10 minutes from here, and he gave me the refrigerator. He said if he replaces them, I can have whatever I want from the old appliances. And I got 2 out of 3. I got the dishwasher, which just needs, the handle is kind of fucked up on it. But I think it's just the screws loose, but it seems to work. I tested it. It doesn't leak or anything. It sounds good. It just needs a little bit of work on the handle. So I'll get to that in the spring because I have a portable dishwasher right now and I want to put a built-in one. But if not, if there's something actually wrong with this, I'll give it to someone. This is a bag of I think it's grass seed. I gotta put it away actually. I had to move it yesterday. But here's the fridge. The doors are over here. It's got an Icemaker. You can't see it. It's actually not black. It's just magnetic stuff. It does work. I'm going to clean it up actually, and I'm bringing it in my kitchen tomorrow, and I'm actually giving him the fridge that's in my kitchen now for his basement at that house. And I'll get to the dishwasher in the spring. It's a KitchenAid made by Hobart. But here you go. It works fine. There's nothing wrong with it, aside from the one bottom door seal has a little rip in the corner, but otherwise it's good. I cleaned the condenser coils, but I didn't clean the fan or anything. They're pretty dirty. I cleaned the coils one yesterday. It was in the back of my truck. Mostly. There's still a little bit of dust in them, but not too much. I have the toe grill, or the kick plate, or whatever you want to call it, in the back. In the inside, I washed it last night. The shelves are all in there. And I actually have some more shelves from my identical fridge. So I'm held onto all the old shelves. So that's good. Yeah, so I'm going to clean it up. I have to get an Icemaker, like the auger and the bucket that would go in here. He said that he doesn't believe that it's not there. He thinks it might just be in one of the cabinets, so he's going to look. If not, I have the the model number and I can get it. It is a GE. Yeah, that fell off the back. I'm going to tape it back on the back. It'll just fit in the spot where my fridge goes in the kitchen. It's a 19.6 cubic foot fridge, and I believe it has a rotary compressor. So I'm going to pull it out and start cleaning the condenser fan and the coils and everything, make sure everything's all good. the water line was leaking a little bit, so there's a little bit of rust here and there. And for some reason, there's a lot of condensation that forms up here, and it rusted around here pretty good. That's the only problem with it. So I'm gonna work on that. Other than that, it's fine. So the Icemaker does seem to work. It ran through its cycles, and then it tried to fill, and then it stopped when it didn't get anywhere at the filling. So, and the little heater underneath it releases the ice, but heating up the bottom of the tray does work, so that's good. So I'm gonna start cleaning the coils and shit on this before I bring it in the house. Over the back cover, and yeah, it's pretty bad. I'm gonna blow out the coil with the compressor, because this is a GE, and these GEs at this time had the back of the condenser went up, and it makes it very hard to clean that. Got a master sheet, I assume a rotary compressor. I'm not going to install the Icemaker right now, but I am going to replace this water line and this fill line, because I think it has been leaking a little bit. I'm going to replace that in the spring when I get the new one. I suspect that's been leaking, so I'm going to see if I can, and the water line here was leaking a bit too. So I'm going to hope that that dries out eventually. The back cover's over here. It's actually not as bad as I thought it would be. But going in here, as you can see, I'll replace this insulation piece right here. It's just coming apart. Look at this. Look at this. Oh God. This is why you gotta clean your refrigerators. This is about 29 years worth of goo and shit. Look at that. That's great, isn't it? So I'm gonna definitely give this a good cleaning and replace this foam here with some new weather stripping. It's all just falling apart. Okay, so I'm gonna start cleaning this out, and then I'm gonna blow out that with the compressor. I don't think I'm gonna try and take the fan out, the assembly, but I think I'm gonna take the blades out and maybe the motor, and that should be able to. I should be able to clean it pretty well. And I'm just gonna blow the rest out with the air compressor, and I'll put one of those pan tablets in the drip pan. I cleaned it up, and I found out, you know, this fridge is kind of noisy and made a strange noise when it was at my friend's house. When it was running, there was something vibrating. So I found out that it was the condenser fan, and it wasn't. The motor's fine, but the blade, this blade is the original one, and it was slightly off balance. So yeah, it can be. I can probably balance it. I'm going to try, but for now, I just took the original blade off and put I have another one, identical blade, and I have a testing cord for these, and works better now, and it shakes a lot less. So there we go. So now it'll run nice and quiet.